Okay guys, so I am again recording this session. This is the day 2 session. So I might miss few of the questions which were already asked in the session, live session. So if there are any question that I missed, you can put that in the comment section below, or you can write us on our email. So let us see. We were discussing about the prototype first. Okay, let me open this Adobe XD again. Mm, okay, it might take a while. So yeah, so this is a basic prototype that I thought that we could make this in our session. So this is the ng currency converter. Here I could put the input, and here I could get the output from the app. So I just have to select the currency from which I want to convert, and here I want to choose the currency where in which I want to convert my input. So this is basically a very basic app where we just do the multiplication with the conversion rate. Okay, so we will start with this. Okay, we will start building this app, but before that let us revise few things which were taught in previous session, in day 1 session. So we explore this platform play.kotlin.org. If you are copy and paste it in new tab, here you can see you will get the similar uh, window. So and just remember, I will note down the app website here, so I can put the same in the description later. So here you could see I can start writing my code. So this is the pre-written code which is fun main. So what is main? Main is a function which is the first function which is run by the our system. So main function is a function which is run at the beginning of our execution. So remember that. So you can have multiple functions. We will come to that part. So let us see what are the few things that we want to revise in this session. Okay, so we discuss print statement. Print, here you can write hello, and if I execute this, I get hello. If I write hello world, okay, let me close this mail. So I will get hello world. So if I write print I am Kotlin and run this again, here you can see it is printing hello world, and later on it is printing I am Kotlin. So let's say we want this I am Kotlin on new line. So let me write ln over here. So what do you think, what will be the output? So here you can see there is no changes. Why? If you remember, uh, if you write ln, it will print the I am Kotlin in new line, but again it is not printing. So what is the main issue over here? So what is the problem? If I write again print statement after this, I am Kotlin compiler. Okay, and if I run this again, here you can see compiler is printing on new line. So what you get to know by this, the ln the new line is after printing this. Okay, so if you want to print a new line, you just have to write ln over the after the in the first statement. So hello world, I am Kotlin compiler. Okay, so this is how you can write the basic print statement. So I am Kotlin compiler. You can just give a space over here and voila. So I will remove these statements, and yeah, Kotlin is not a compiler. Kotlin just is a just language. Okay, So again, let's go to few other statements. There were for statement, if statement, many statements. So let us start with var. What is var? Var is a variable. When we want to initiate a variable, we can just write var, and we can name a var like Niranjan, which is my name. So after that, we have a two option. We can just write Niranjan is happy, let's say happy, and I can just write print Niranjan. Okay, so as you can guess, it will write happy, it will print happy. But sometime we need to explicitly mention, okay, let us write like this: Niranjan is 3, and if I print 3, it will print 3. If I multiply this with 0.2, what will be the answer? It should be 0.60001. So it is converting this in float. But let's say I want to write this, means currently if I write print this, so 3 is in int, because Kotlin is a smart language. It will know like, okay, 3 is a number, so, and it is not in decimal, so it should be a number, just a integer value. So that is the reason we need to sometime mention it explicitly. So for that we use colon, and after that you can write like it is a string. Okay, string. And if it is a string, you need to mention it in the string. Okay, so for now we are spoon feeding the Kotlin language that it is a string. It doesn't have to guess. Like if I write float, and if I write 3, what is float? Float is a number which support decimal numbers. Okay, so illegal set type float, so I might need to write f. I'm not sure, this is the Java type. Okay, f. So f stands for float. Okay, so there is also d, which stands for double, but I'm not sure if that is the case here. Let us try. Okay, so okay, there is no such thing f and d, or just d in this. If d is in, I guess, in Java. So this is how you could explicitly mention the data type. Okay, after the var. So let's not get confused. Many of the time we never need to mention these things. We could just write 3f, and it will still again print 3.0. So this was a variable type. Let us go for variable marks. Let's say my marks is 45, and 45, and I need to check if the student is pass. So the condition for passing is the mark should be greater than 45 itself, and then only we will print passed. Okay, and else we will print failed. Okay guys, so let us see what happens in this case. So if I run this program, it will say failed. Why it will be saying failed? Can anyone answer this question? You can answer in the comment section. So what is the reason behind this? So let us see the condition. So if our marks is greater than 45, it doesn't say if the marks is greater than 45 and equal to 45. So our mark is exactly 45. That is why the condition is getting false over here, and that is why we are executing this else statement. If my marks were 44, and if I run this again, here you can see it will okay, I need to print 46, which is slightly greater than 45, then it will say passed. Let us say if I want to mention if the student marks is greater than 35, then we could have a grace marking. Okay, so here I can write else if. So what is this else if? Let me tell you after writing this one condition. If the marks is greater than 35, we can print Grace marking. I'm not sure this is how the grace is spelled, but let it be. So if I run this program, it will still again say passed. But if I write my marks is 38, let's say, which is greater than this marks. So if I run this, it will say grace marking. Okay. So before this, my marks were 46, and I ran this program. Here you can see, since our marks is greater than 45, we are printing this pass. But again, our mark is also greater than 35, then why aren't we printing grace marking? So there is one concept in else, if else. Okay, so else if, sorry. So if we go in this condition, if this is true, then it will go for this statement block. But else this is not true, that is the meaning of else if. Else this is not true, the upper block, we will go for this block, then only we will be testing them. And else this is also not true, then we will go for this. So these blocks will be executed in sequential manner, and it will stop executing this series of sequence only if there is some if the block is if any one of the block is returning the true value, means any condition is getting satisfied. We can have the series of this else if again and again. If marks is greater than 25, then we can write print like sorry, just give me a second, guys. Okay, guys, so again, let us see the further development in Android Studio. So I will be opening a new project. Okay, new project, and I will be choosing empty activity, and just write the name of your app over here. So okay, I will write d test and choose the language Java or Kotlin. Since I will be explaining things in Kotlin, I will be going forward with Kotlin and finish. Yes. So okay, this is my other project. It will close the project. Okay, yes. So this is the new project that we just tried to make. Just give this system a time. It will build the project behind in the background. So okay, it is still loading. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so we have started the new project, and the building of the project was successful. So let us see, this is the basic screen that we get with the default empty screen, empty activity. So we will get the hello world. So we will try to build one app which is let me show you what we are going to do. Since this is the re-recording of the session, I have the project file before hand, but now this will be advantageous to me because I can refer that. Okay, so let me show you what we are going to build. So this is the different project, the new, I mean the project we are going to build. Means you will be able to watch this in the next section, next part of this same video. So here you can see there are two input fields, and there is one button, and there is one text field. So I will do this. So since okay, I will remove this hello world just by hitting the delete button. And here let's go in text. There are many options available. So we will be using the number, simple number, or okay, let's go for decimal. Since the currency might be also in decimal, so let's use that decimal. so we need two of them, so I will just drag and drop. We need one button also, so just drag and drop. Then we need a simple text, so go in text and simple text view. Don't use plain text, just use text. And now we will start connecting this with the edges. Okay, so here you can see I am connecting this. So I have option to connect this to this button or this or this or that the button, but it is not necessary. You could do this by just by connecting one in the vertical, one in the horizontal, and I am just going to drag these things. So now let me connect the button, and now this with the button, and this with this, and this with this. So what is this connection? This connection is saying, okay, the edge of this input field, the rightmost edge of the input field should be at the same location in horizontally as this button, and this button will have the same rightmost location to this one. I will show this with the left part also. Here you can see now this part is now at the left. If we want this in middle, then connect this to both of them. So this is how you could try to make the front end. I will just drag and drop things over here. If you are getting errors, there might be a few missing constraint. Okay, so just check at least two of the sides are attached, means one in horizontal, one in vertical. That is must. So this was done, and I started the recording little bit later than this also. Let me show what the things I have changed. So now I will go in this attribute and I will click the first field and give the ID of this first field. Now let me think what was the ID for this, because I am not remembering. I will close the previous app. So let me see. Okay, so the ID for this was input button. I will copy this. You can have anything, any ID here, means you can enter anything over here, but since the further video I will be using same as the means the one which I was teaching you guys during the live session. I have the half recording, so I will match the IDs so you won't get confused. So ID of the second field is factor, so I will paste that and hit enter and hit refactor. Now let me show, let us see what is the ID for the button. Button is multiply button. You can have literally anything. You will be using the ID later on, but since the means this video should be relevant to the recording which was done in previous live session, that is why I am using the same number, same names. So here you can see I can also type multiply button. Okay, okay. M is missing. It's not multiple, it's multiply. I will correct that and hit refactor. There is one text. I hope the ID for that is answer. Okay, and I will have answer, and this is how you could do this. Now let me check. Okay, so if we go in main activity.kt, this is the Kotlin file where you can start the coding. So if you remember, there was one main function. So here there is no main function, because you can assume the onCreate function, this onCreate function as the main function. Just leave this two line as it is. These are the default line which comes with the means whenever you add a new activity, start writing your code over here. And let me check if the further content is present in the new recording. Okay, still few things are remaining, so let me tell you that, guys. Just give me a moment. Okay guys, so let me show you. So there are few things which were done before the recording was started, so let me show that things also. So let me show you what the things we need to do before we start the main coding. we need to link these fields, this button as well as this text view with this our Kotlin code. Okay, so to link this we have something called binding. Okay, so to bind the things means we want to bind the our variable with this. So there should be one variable which will represent this field. So to do that, first we will declare these variables. So let us say variable, what we say, let's say. So again we need to refer the previous means the live version, because we don't want to confuse you guys. Okay, so there are these four things. I will just copy this and paste these things, and I will explain this what are these things. So okay, what is the basic thing we do? So let me just hit enter and try to write one more line time. So var button. Okay, this is the button, this is the variable which will represent the button over here, and you can give any name like multiply button. You can have anything, multiply button, let's say this multiply btn, and then after that use the colon, and after the colon we need to specify like what is the data type of this variable, means what is this variable will be representing. It will be representing button. So there is the built-in keyword button. Okay, this is the built-in keyword. See, you can see it is suggesting. So multiply btn is nothing but it is a button, and is equal to, now we will refer it. To refer the any what you say front end element, we need to write find view by id, find view by id. So it will find the view. These are nothing but view. Here you can see this is the text view, this is edit text, it is also view. So you can call this as view. Now we want to find this using their ids. That is why the function name is find view by id, and then write the r dot id, means the resource dot id. R stands for resource dot id dot, then give the write the name of the id. Here you can see the id for the button is multiply btn. If I just write multiply btn, here you can see I have successfully linked this variable with the front end UI. So I will remove this because this was just an example, and here you can see there the binding of all the variables has been done. Num and factor. What are num and factor? Num is this is the number, this is the factor from, and use it means I will be multiplying this factor with this. So that is that. So num will be representing this number input, and this will factor will represent factor, and both are edit text, means input field are edit text type. So I have written edit text over here, and the last one answer is nothing but text view. That is the thing. Let me check if I covered the all things. Mm, okay, I have written one more line. So there is one code called set on click listener, and what is the does, let me show you. So button, I want to run a code, a piece of code which will execute only if the button is been pressed. To have such function, we write the name of the element on which we want to execute the commands. After clicking, you write the name of that element or view dot, and write set on click listener. You will get the what you say suggestions. So just click on first one, you will get the suggestion. So if I try to see, here you can see okay, we are almost covered up with the recording. So let me tell you what is the thing remaining. So here anything you write over here, anything you write over here will be executed only after clicking. Okay, I will command this so you will understand that part. Okay, here anything you write over here will do the job. So what I am trying to write, okay, so if let me see. So if you want to take the text from any field, so here I'm going to take the text from the field, this number input field, and use that and store that data in variable. You can just write var, the name of is num string, num string. I just want to have the same ending of this recording, so I can seamlessly connect the next recording to this. So that is why I'm actually checking in between if everything is right. The num string equals to, then you write the name of the element. Here you can see name of the element is number input, which has been linked with this num var. So I can use this num var again. Just excuse me one moment. Okay, so num is the variable name for the number input. Num.text will return the text of the value. So if I write this not this till this, it will return the text value which is been written in that input field, but it is in text type. You can just write two string in front of that, so it will give the value in the string format. Here you can see we have almost covered up everything. So okay guys, I will close this recording and you can continue watching the live stream. Recording wasn't started, don't worry, I will again record this session on my side and again put that on YouTube. Mm, okay, this block runs when button is pressed, uh, and var num string. So what is this? I'm creating one variable called num string. That's why I'm using this var, and inside that what data I want to put, I'm going to write in front of equal to. So what data I need to put? I need to put the anything which is been written inside this. For that there is built-in function called dot text. Okay, so I will remove this num dot text. So this will return the data, return anything which is written inside this input field by this function. But this function will return in text data type, but I need to convert this into strings. That's why I'm going to use toString. But Kotlin is smart enough that it will automatically convert this dot text into string. But again, we need to perform few more operation. That's why I'm using toString. So don't get confused over here. So for that, I will give the output in toast format. So what is toast? You will be knowing this very soon. Just me write. Let me write. Okay, so if you get this red kind of line, and it will say alt enter, you use the left alt and hit enter, and it will give you suggestions. Import, create toast, create function. What we need to do? Import it. So there is a library called toast. We want to use that, but our program doesn't know, like program doesn't know, like is the developer going to use this library for means in the upcoming future. That's why it is not including this part by default. We need to tell the program. So for that, just hit alt enter and hit import. So now the red part is gone. Here you can see the program, I mean the sentence is already written. Import android.widget.toast. This is the library name. So this thing is auto generated. So toast, here you can write make text. Okay, I guess, just give me a second. How many days does it take to learn Kotlin language? Okay, it total depends on you. So in my case, when I started learning Kotlin, I was familiar with Java. So Java and Kotlin are very similar when you try to code. So you won't what you say, you won't be requiring any additional knowledge in terms of coding. You just need to know the syntax for the Kotlin. So for me it took only like 4 or 5 days to learn Kotlin. But if you are trying to learn Kotlin as your first language, then it will take you around like 3 4 months. If you try to learn from YouTube, like give like 1 to 2 hour daily, then it will take like 3 months for perfection. Okay, so don't worry, for till then you can start like doing basic stuff. So for basic stuff you can learn that like within day or two, so don't worry about that. So let's come to our code. So what we require, like we require to make a toast. So what is toast? Let me see if I can show you the picture. Toast in Android. So so this is toast. Okay, sometime while using any app you will get like this message, toast message. This is a toast message like this: hello world. You get these messages, okay, for like few seconds. So this can be generated in this program. So here, let me show you. So toast dot make text, this is the function for making text. So if you saw this, like, okay, if I write the make text partially, here you can see they are suggesting what things you should be writing. After that you need to write a context, you need to write the id, you need to write the duration. So these are the few things required. So I am going to just write this completely, make text, and you need to provide a context. So what is the context? Context is like let's say I am on the screen number 1. So I need to tell that like the toast which is going to be generated should be over on the screen 1. So our app should be knowing like where are we right now. So for that we need to provide the context, and for this again there is built-in function. Just write application dot, means not dot, context. Remember the C is in capital. So this is variable, built-in variables, application in small, context where the C is capital. Remember this. So this is the built-in to have to provide your current location on the app. So again after that you can write anything here which you need to provide. Like here you can write hello world, and again after that you need to provide for how much you how much time you need to show this. So again you can use the built-in functions over here, such as toast dot length, toast dot length, and here you can see short and long. So I'm going for short. So this is the built-in constant which is been designed just for this toast. So our app is so our app is almost ready. So we'll try to run this. So just give a moment. Okay, my player is not been detected right now. I will try to use the built-in function, built-in emulator. So I will run this app. Here, no emulator are currently running. To launch emulator, use EVD manager. So I will try to go here and just hit this play button. Mm, okay, there is some, okay, connecting to the emulator. Okay, so I'm getting some errors over here. And again, if you're doing this for first time, I'm 100% sure you will get the same errors, because this here you can see my current, there is one mobile which is being booting over here at the side. So till it get boost, we will try to resolve this. So here you can see that I'm getting some error. You can try to read this or you can search this on Stack Overflow. But since this error, like I'm getting this like for third or fourth time, so I'm knowing the answer for this. So for that, just there are something called Gradle scripts. You don't need to like explore this thing completely, but just remember there are few libraries which are being made by like third party people or by companies, big companies like Google or Facebook or like IBM or something, if you want to use their services in your app. So there is one library for Kotlin, so which means the description for that is given in this build.gradle.moodle. So if I scroll down, there is something called dependency. Here you can see there are every library which I am currently using. So here you can see there is 1.7.0, this version, library version is there, but that is not supported by Marshmallow. This library initially, if you remember, we tried to develop this app for the Android version which is greater than Marshmallow and greater than Marshmallow. But this is not supported by Marshmallow. This is supported only by Android 12. So we are not going to use this. We are going for 1.4. And again, for this 1.4, we are going for 1.3. I guess 1.6 is also sufficient. Let's try that. So if I do the necessary changes and hit the sync now button, let us see if our if our bug get resolved. Again, till then, let me see, is there any question? How many days? Okay, this has been answered. How many time? How much time class will run? See, class never runs. There is only one function. Most of the time, the function name is main, and that main function is only means that function is only run once. And if you are mentioning any function inside that main function and for n number of time, that function will run for n number of time. So that is the main logic. Okay, someone is having emojis in the chat. That cool. So okay, so build is successful. We are not getting any bugs still right now. So I will again hit this play button. So let us see if the app is going to install. This built-in emulator take lot many resources of your system. That is the one reason I'm not using this as my primary emulator. I have the third party emulator which require less resources. So okay, let me see. Okay, I think there was something error. Okay, uh, the app is not able to install on this only. I'm again try to install this on my third party emulator only. I will close this. So okay, this time my device is been detected as a Samsung SM over here. And again, this is not a Samsung device, I promise you guys. This is just a player which is like fooling my Android Studio as a Samsung device. And if I hit run, here you can see it will start installing this app. Okay, here you can see there is writing app installing. Okay, here you can see the app is working. If I write 50, say multiply. Okay, we are not getting the toast over here as 50. Let us see what is the problem over here. So let us try to figure this thing out together. So we write a function which runs when we press the button. So I am pressing the button over here, and we should get hello world written over here, but I am not getting this. So let me, I'm not sure like if this function is not running or this function is not running. So to make sure, I will copy this function, I will write this outside this block. So by default this function should run when our app is been started only once. So I will write like from outside, okay, and I can write like from inside. So this toast is been uh, run after, means in from inside this function, and this is from the outside of this function. So if I restart this program, so okay, let us see, is there any toast? Okay, again I'm not getting any toast, so I'm not sure is this problem of the emulator or function. So let us see, is this the correct syntax for the toast? So if I try to see toast in Android, okay, Android Kotlin. Again, see, this is the way you can try to learn things. Like if you are not getting some output, you can just search it on Google. Uh, Here you can see text toast dot make text this message line dot show. Oh, I forget one thing. There is dot show. This function should be appended in front of this. So this will now show me some toast over here, hopefully. Let us see from outside. If I click this button, it will say from inside. So this is how you can have the toast in the app. So here let us try to write like welcome to my first app. Okay, and here I will write this num string. I will copy this and paste it over here. Control V. Again, since this is not the, I don't want to write num string in the toast. I want to write the data which is present inside the num string. That is why we are not providing double inverted commas before and after this num string. If I, here you can see welcome to my first app, I'm providing double quotes over here, but here I'm not providing any double quotes since I want the data inside this variable. So if I run this program, so okay, it is installing my app. Again, welcome to my first app. If I write here like 1 2 3 4 and hit multiply, it will write 1 2 3 4. Hit multiply, it will write 1 2 3 4. So this is like how you can write a basic code. And we will means hopefully in this session only, if I hit convert, so it will write the answer like from like Indian currency to US currency or any other currency and vice versa. So till then, let me check if there are any questions. Okay, can I please know your PC specification? Is it mandatory to join app? Okay, to join app, I'm not getting this question, Jayashree. My PC specification is Intel i7 9th generation and RTX 2060 GPU. So, okay, hi bhaiya, how many time required to learn in C language? Okay, someone has written 1 year. Again, depend on your speed. Our college has the C language built in our curriculum. It is for 6 months, and I think 6 months is enough for C. Okay, sir, you are great. Okay, I'm from mechanical branch. How do you manage to do such things? Reference print hello. Just to try to write like you. Oh, very creative answer written by Prathamesh. Hello, Prathamesh. So how do I manage to do such things? See, I try to take some project that is not like given by anyone. I can take project for myself also. So you can do like if you're having like some requirement, your own requirement, if you want to uh, develop some basic app for like portfolio or for something, you can take that project and start doing it. So is it not necessary to assign an ID to number string? Okay, and let me answer. Where is number string? See, variable can take n number of things. Okay, so one of the thing it takes like elements like this type of elements from the front end, and the other thing it can take simple data also. Okay, so I can just write here where what was your name? Ane. Okay, so where Ane, and I can write here great question. So you can give anything, and I can just print this Ane over here and just try to hit this uh, play button, and okay, here it is. If I hit multiply, great question. So this is my way of answering your question. You can have anything. You can have here your number also, like 7768. These are initials of my phone number. So if I hit play again, so okay, this time it might give me some error. Let me try. Okay, so here you can see day 2 has stopped. Let me just like, can anyone try to guess like what should be the error over here? Why it is like closing my app? So starting from integer, yeah, that is the reason here we this function toast function supports only string type. Means here there should be string type, and I'm using this as an integer, and is a integer. Here I can, there are like two way to fix this. I can just put this in double inverted comma and hit the restart button, and now this time it will print the 7768. If I hit multiply, here you can see 7768. Or there is another way, like you can convert this integer into string by using ani dot to string. This is the function to create, to convert any data type into string data type. If I hit play again, so it will restart my app, and if I hit multiply, here you can see 7768. So I mistakenly I closed the app. I will open it again, this window. So, and don't need to worry, this will save your code at every time. So okay, I will remove this part. So here you can see num string. We were able to successfully print num string over here, but I don't want to print num string only. I want to convert this data into means INR to USD. Let us see what is the rate. So 1 Indian rupee is 0.013 US dollar. I will copy this 0.013. So I will multiply the number with this. So if you multiply the Indian rupee with the rate by conversion rate, you will get the US dollar. Okay, so let us try to do that. So I want to multiply this num string by this number. So what do you guys think? Will it run or will it give error again? Someone try to answer this. I will till then I will take a few questions. But yeah, please tell me a YouTube channel to learn the basic of Kotlin language. Okay, sure. I will give the links. We are planning to send a email to everyone who are registered to this event. The link for the previous session, as well the links where you can study, and hopefully show the screen, please. Okay, let me show you. Here, this will definitely give me a one error. So if we try to run this, okay, just give a moment. Again, my player is not getting detected. I'll close this. Okay, so let me. I need to restart this. Oh, I think so. So till then, if I see error, it will give error. Okay, yes, surely it will give error. So why it will give error? Can anyone tell me that? Like, I am multiplying this num string by this multiplying factor. That is the thing we are supposed to do, but it will give error. Why it will give error? Can anyone answer this? Because of decimal. Okay. You can, like, num string is converted to string. Yes, Neeraj, very good. Neeraj has figured the answer for that. So good, good, Neeraj. So we are, like, here you can see I have converted this to string. So what is string? String support anything, like you can write hello world, you can write anything in the string. And are you sure, like, can we able to multiply, like, welcome to my first app with this number? Number is supposed to be multiplied with a number only. So this is not a number, this is a string. So we need to convert this into number. So how we can convert this? So num, I will write num string in number. So I can write anything. Okay, not, and we will use some short name. So here I can just write n. So n will contain my number. Okay, which is been written in the num string. So to convert anything into number, we will have one built-in function, parse. Okay, okay, okay. I can give you tips. So if you are going for new things, something new things, you can explore this on your internet also. So just go and try to search this thing. So, like, I am teaching you right now, this is okay. But if you want to learn by your side, how you can learn things like this? So if you're, let's say, if you're not sure, like, is this even possible or not, just try to search string to integer, int or integer. You can write anything, integer in Kotlin. So here you go. So search the first thing, convert the thing into Kotlin. There is built-in function called toInt. Let us try that. Okay. Return the int value if conversion is successful, else it will throw an error. So let us try to do that. So if I, instead of writing toString, if I write toInt, will it work? Okay. So there is no function called toInt. They have given us toInt. Okay, it is in front of string. So try, let us do that. Var n equals to, so our string is name called num string dot to int. Okay, so this should work, and we will use this n into 0.3. So again, this will give us error, since we are not supposed to write a number inside this make test. We are supposed to write this into string. So again, we need to convert this number into string. First we converted string into number, then again we are going to convert this number into string. So this is a funny process. So here, how you can convert this into string? You can just give some parenthesis, means this complete thing should be converted into string. That is why I'm giving parenthesis dot to string. So again, there is nothing read. Let's try this thing out. So again, this is a little bit of confusing. I will explain this thing again. Just before that, let us see if the our program is working or not. So let's say I have 5,000 rupees and multiply it. So it will say $65. So let us see is the answer is correct or not. So if I go here and search like INR to USD and write, I have like $5,000, 5,000 rupees, it will give me 67.1. And what the answer we are getting? 65. So again, there is some error. So let us see on calculator, it is working or not. It is the right answer or not. So if we have 65 into 0.013, if I hit equal to, Oh, not 65. Okay. Let me correct this answer. We have 5,000 into 0.013. So answer is correct. Here the precision is only up to 3 decimal, and the precision we need is very high, like 0.0134166. This is the precision we need over here. So if I copy all of this and okay till the end and insert it over here in our code where it is okay over here. So we are not supposed to multiply just by 0.013, but by this whole number. So again, okay, 10 INR is this much, so we need to give like one more zero, 0.0134166. So if I restart the app and let us see if the answer is close enough. 5,000 and multiply. Now it is saying 67.083, and yeah, 67.10, which is close enough. So again, this is not the correct way to give answer when it comes to give like exchange rate, because exchange rates are continuously changing. Like one day it is like 0.013, tomorrow it might be 0.014. We never know. So there are like few dynamic. Okay, someone has already answered. Like conversion is round off. Num string is converted to string. Yeah, like now currently people are trying to figure the things out, hopefully. So today, for today, this is like enough. uh, and tomorrow, not tomorrow, in next session we will again try to develop few more things, like we will have like few more fields, like which language you want to choose and where you can give answers. So that things we will figure in our next session. Till then, tell me if you guys are having any problem in this session. So you can, okay, for exchange rate. Okay, for exchange rate, are AREF or HRF links used? Okay, Ane, I'm guessing you are trying to say like we can have like something link which will have the updated rates and we can use that. I guess you are trying to say that. Yes, there are many APIs where you can use that. APIs, as well as like there are many libraries which will provide like live conversion rates. That is also happening. Sir, what is Discord app? Okay, Discord is a software where you can form a community and try to ask questions or provide some solution to other. So uh, okay, so ask question regarding this session. Okay, sir, what is Autodesk app? So these things will be answered like if you try to means if you are going to your colleges, the faculty will answer these questions. So if you have any questions regarding this session, you can raise your hand and I will unmute you guys. So if anyone have any question, you can simply raise your hand. Okay, Ria. I will unmute you. Yes, Ria, you can unmute and ask the questions.
Hello, sir. I want to ask that this all we do this year only.
See, Ria, this is not a subject from your curriculum. This is just one extracurricular you can learn. So it is not necessary you to have this just in this year only. You can keep this thing learning. So it is not necessary to do this like in this year only like that.
I want to say that I have no idea about this, but I understand small little things that you are explain us. So how can I go through it? Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Okay, sorry, I was muted. Uh, Ria, can you repeat your question?
Sir, I want to say that I really don't know about this before this session. So, I have no idea, but when you are explaining us little things, I can understand.